Argentina and France have started the 2026 World Cup exactly the way you would expect from two giants. Argentina opened with a dominant 3-0 win over Algeria, led by a Lionel Messi hat-trick. France followed with a 3-1 victory over Senegal, with Kylian Mbappé scoring twice and looking every bit like a player ready to take over another tournament. So if you only look at the results, everything feels normal. Argentina still look like defending champions. France still look like one of the strongest squads in the competition. Messi and Mbappe are both chasing history, and both nations remain among the favorites to lift the trophy on July 19th in New Jersey. But once you look beyond the scorelines, the picture becomes more interesting. Argentina are still being carried by moments of Messi brilliance, and while that sounds like a luxury, it also raises an important question about how much of their system depends on him. France have almost the opposite situation. Their squad is overflowing with talent, but talent alone does not always create cohesion. Against elite opponents, balance often matters more than star power. So today, with Argentina facing Austria in Dallas and France taking on Iraq in Philadelphia, we are not just watching two group stage matches, we are watching two title contenders answer the first serious questions of their tournament. And if you are enjoying the video so far, subscribe to the channel. We are following the biggest stories of this World Cup every single day.
Argentina. Messi is still the solution, but that is also the warning. Let's start with Argentina. Their 3-0 win over Algeria looked comfortable, and in the end, it was. Messi scored 3 times, Argentina kept a clean sheet, and the defending champions opened the tournament exactly the way a favorite is supposed to. But the scoreline does not tell a full story. For parts of that first half, Argentina did not completely control the game. Algeria pressed with energy, tried to close down the midfield quickly, and forced Argentina to work harder than the final score suggested. The breakthrough did not come because Argentina were creating chance after chance through a perfect attacking system. It came because Messi produced a moment of individual quality. That is the key point. Messi is still good enough to change a match by himself. At 38 years old, in what is almost certainly his final World Cup, that is incredible. But for Argentina, it also creates a question. What happens when Messi does not produce that moment? Against Algeria, he did. Against Austria, he might do it again. But the deeper Argentina go into the tournament, the harder it becomes to rely on one player to solve every difficult match. This is not about doubting Messi. It is about asking whether Argentina's system is creating enough without needing Messi to rescue it. That point becomes even more important because Messi is not just another star in this tournament. He is now tied with Miroslav Klose on the all-time World Cup scoring list, and one more goal would put him alone at the top. That creates a beautiful storyline for Argentina, but also a dangerous one. Every match becomes partly about Messi's history, Messi's final run, and Messi's next record. For casual fans, that is the magic of the World Cup. For Argentina's coaching staff, it is also a tactical trap. Because when one player becomes the emotional center of everything, the team can slowly start looking for him too early, too often, and from positions where the better decision might be somewhere else. And there is another concern, the defense. Argentina have experience, discipline, and tournament know-how, but they can still be vulnerable when teams attack them quickly, especially into the space behind the backline. Algeria had moments where they nearly found those spaces, but they did not have the quality to punish Argentina. Austria might be a different test. Austria are direct, physical, and aggressive. They beat Jordan 3-1 in their opener, and their whole style is built around pressure, speed, and quick transitions. In simple terms, they want to win the ball and attack before the opponent can get organized. That is exactly the kind of team that can make Argentina uncomfortable. If Argentina control the rhythm, slow the game down, and keep Messi involved between the lines, they should win. But if Austria turn the match into a high-speed contest, Argentina's defense could be tested in a way Algeria could not manage. That is why this match matters. Austria make this especially interesting because their style is not passive. This is not a team coming only to sit deep and survive. Under Ralf Rangnick, Austria are built around pressure, intensity, and forcing opponents into uncomfortable decisions. That means Argentina will not only be asked to attack, they will be asked to play through pressure. They will be asked to protect the ball in their own half. They will be asked to stay calm when Austria try to turn every loose touch into a transition. And that is exactly the kind of match that reveals whether a favorite is truly in control, or simply looks in control because the first opponent could not hurt them. It is not only about whether Argentina beat Austria, it is about whether Argentina look like a complete team, or whether they still look like a team waiting for Messi to make the difference.
France, the talent is obvious, but the balance is not. Now let's talk about France. Their issue is different. France do not look over-reliant on one player in the same way Argentina can. They have stars everywhere. Mbappe, Dembélé, Olise, and several other players give them speed, creativity, and one-on-one quality. But that creates a different question.
Do France have a clear attacking structure, or do they simply have enough brilliant players to win most matches anyway? The 3-1 win over Senegal gave us both answers. The good side was obvious. Mbappe scored twice, Michael Olise looked sharp and gave France another dangerous attacking option. When France found space, they were explosive. They looked like a team that can score in a matter of seconds. But the first half was not as easy as the final score suggests. Senegal competed physically, stayed in the match, and caused problems in transition. France did not always control the rhythm. At times, Mbappe looked isolated. At times, the front line looked dangerous individually but not completely connected as a unit. That is the France issue. And this is not just a theory based on one uncomfortable spell. It was visible against Senegal. France eventually won 3-1, but the match also showed why some analysts are still cautious about them. Senegal were able to create dangerous situations, especially when they attacked the space behind France's defensive line. That matters because France's attacking quality can make a scoreline look cleaner than the match actually was. Mbappe can score twice, Olise can change the rhythm, Barcola can come off the bench and punish tired defenders. But if France keep giving opponents those spaces, the question becomes simple: can they outscore every problem forever? Against Senegal, the answer was yes. Against a stronger knockout opponent, that answer becomes much less certain. They have enough individual quality to beat most teams, but World Cups are usually decided by the matches where individual quality is not enough. We saw this in the 2022 final against Argentina. For long periods, France could not get going as a team. Then Mbappe dragged them back into the match with an incredible individual performance. That nearly won them the World Cup, but it also exposed the risk. If France need magic to escape every elite opponent, eventually one match will come where the magic arrives too late. Against Iraq, France should win. On paper, this is a mismatch. Iraq are coming off a heavy defeat to Norway, and they struggle to keep their structure when Norway increased the tempo. Iraq's biggest issue is simple. They have trouble keeping the ball long enough to reduce pressure. Their midfield can get separated from their defense and attack, which leaves the backline under constant stress. France should be able to dominate territory, create chances, and control most of the game. But that is why this match may not answer the biggest question. France beating Iraq comfortably would not prove that their balance issue is solved. It would only prove that their talent is too much for a weaker opponent. The real test is coming later. This is also why the Norway match feels like a much better measuring stick than Iraq. Iraq may defend low, lose territory, and spend long stretches simply trying to survive. Norway will not play that way. With Haaland attacking the box and Martin Odegaard controlling the rhythm between midfield and attack, Norway can punish France in a very different way. They can attack early, they can attack directly, and they can turn one mistake into a clear chance before France have time to reset. If France's front four are connected, they can overwhelm Norway. But if the midfield gets stretched and the defensive line is exposed, Norway have exactly the profile to turn France's balance issue into a real crisis. Norway are waiting on June 26th. Erling Haaland has already scored twice in a 4-1 win over Iraq, and Norway looked organized, direct, and dangerous. That is the kind of team that can test France's structure much more seriously. So against Iraq, the question is not just the score. The question is whether France look connected. Are the midfield and attack moving together? Is Mbappe being served in dangerous areas, or is he still having to create too much by himself? Are France controlling the match, or just waiting for their stars to decide it? That difference matters.
Why these warning signs matter. Here is why this is important now, before either team actually gets punished. Group stage football can hide weaknesses. A top team can win 3-0 or 3-1 and still have issues underneath the result. The opponent may not be good enough to punish those issues. The star players may cover them up. The scoreline may make everything look fine. But knockout football is different. In the knockout rounds, one bad half can end a tournament. One defensive mistake can send a favorite home. One match where the team does not function properly can erase years of preparation. Argentina's warning sign is their dependence on Messi to unlock difficult matches. France's warning sign is their balance as a team when the game becomes uncomfortable. These are not small details. These are the exact things that decide World Cups. We have seen it before, and the 2026 format makes that danger even sharper. This is not the old World Cup where the group stage led straight into a round of 16. With 48 teams, the tournament now moves into a round of 32, which means one extra knockout match and one extra chance for chaos. A favorite no longer needs to survive 4 knockout games to win the trophy. They need to survive 5. That may sound like a small change, but at World Cup level, it is huge. One more match means one more tactical mismatch, one more injury risk, one more night where the underdog only needs 90 minutes of discipline to turn a giant's weakness into a tournament-ending disaster. Germany in 2018 still had big names, but the warning signs were there, and they went out in the group stage. Brazil in 2022 had one of the most talented squads in the tournament, but one moment against Croatia changed everything. Talent gives you a chance to win the World Cup. Structure gives you the ability to survive the bad moments. Right now, Argentina and France both have the talent. The question is whether they have enough structure to survive when the tournament becomes ruthless.
So, how worried should they be? So where does this leave Argentina and France? Argentina should still be confident. They have Messi. They have experience. They know how to manage tournament football. They do not need to dominate every match for 90 minutes to win. But if the attack keeps depending on Messi to create the decisive moment, and if the defense keeps giving opponents space to attack quickly, Argentina are carrying a real risk into the knockout rounds. France should also be confident. Their squad is one of the deepest in the tournament. Mbappe looks dangerous. Olise gives them another weapon. Their front line can hurt anyone. But if France remain more like a collection of brilliant individuals than a fully connected team, they could run into the same issue again when they face elite opposition. That is why today matters. Argentina against Austria is not just a group stage match. It is a test of whether the defending champions can handle pressure, pace, and physicality without needing Messi to solve everything. France against Iraq is not just a match they are expected to win. It is a chance to show whether their talent is becoming a real system or whether the same old balance issue is still there. What matters is not simply that Argentina and France are winning. What matters is what those wins might be hiding. And between now and July 19th, both teams will eventually reach a match where the scoreline, the history, and the superstar names will not be enough. At some point, Argentina will need more than Messi. At some point, France will need more than Mbappe. And when that moment comes, we will find out whether these are just early warning signs or the beginning of deeper flaws that could stop two World Cup favorites from going all the way. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more World Cup stories, reactions, and tactical breakdowns. Turn on notifications so you do not miss the next one. And we will see you in the next video.